Hey Taurus, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is Veroosh and this is your 2020 preview. I'm excited to be here with you guys to do this reading for you. We're going to do the extended on the members only section in the description, so go check it out. And if you don't want to pay for a membership, then in 3 or 4 months, I'm going to make it available for everybody to watch, so you can watch it then. I want to say also, if you'd like a horoscope reading this year, then hit me up in the DMs or in the comment section, and I'll try to get one going for you. It's a little bit late, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. So just go and let me know in the comments your sun, moon, rising, Taurus sign, and then we'll decide. Okay, so first card first. I'm reading with the Thoth deck, so it's a 21 card spread. We have the Six of Swords first, guys. So I want to try reading this a little bit differently, and let me know if which way you like it better. So the theme of this year is very much about moving on and moving forward and leaving behind the problems that had inundated you in the past and really getting a fresh start in whatever direction you're taking. I think many of you already have an idea of which direction you're going, and that's a good thing. The next message is the Eight of Cups. Okay, so, and then the next message is the Ace of Swords. I keep reading them one by one, but I want to do a whole line for you guys. Then we have the Ace of Swords in the third position, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, Taurus, good for you. And then we have the Magician in your fifth position. Okay, so far it looks as though maybe you care less about someone who gave you a lot of guidance and support in the past, so your feelings towards them have somewhat tempered. This is someone who you would have held in high esteem for a long time, and you may actually hold them in high esteem still. So just the feelings, maybe something that they said didn't work out in the way that you had hoped, or maybe maybe there was something that worked out that in a way that you hadn't hoped, or something turned out different than what you thought. The download that I'm getting is that you will come to realize about this situation. You will come to realize how correct they were. And it's kind of to do with the fact that right now you're judging in the medium term, but in the long term, everything that they said will make sense. So if it's not making sense, then I understand the disappointment or feeling like you don't want to be close to this belief that you had. It could have been somebody's prophecy for you, or it could have been something that you believed. You've sort of given up on it, and this is Saturn in Pisces, so imagine Saturn, the planet of structure, being in the sign of lack of structure. It's a complete juxtaposition, opposite different qualities in one energy together. And so some of the things that you're looking for may be packaged in a completely different way than you assume. That's how I would interpret that. So I feel as though you're ready to move on. I think that the frustrations in your life have calmed down, and I don't think you're so emotional about what you're moving on from. I think it's kind of like a chapter in your life, much less so than possibly like a specific event. But specific events will also be things that you're moving on from, like personal relationships or friendships or work. You will go through big changes this year. And then we have the Ace of Swords, very quick, very sharp, very intense communication from the divine feminine. There's some kind of truth that's coming to you from the feminine. If you are a woman watching, or if you identify with the divine feminine in a strong way, then I feel like you will be the one who will want to say things to others, clarify for people, and very much explain things for yourself. This is not a year to get in conflict with a Taurus, because especially if you have that female energy, you will be very assertive and telling people what's on your mind to clarify your opinions and so forth. In the masculine energy, we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is Mercury and Virgo. I said yes to this because If you are dating a man, very likely he will bring a lot of money to you. Or if you are married and you are a man, then I feel as though there's great loyalty there and trust in your relationship. So I feel like this is a very solid card for anybody in a relationship with a man, or if you are a man, the relationship that you're in would be very, very solid. And then last but not least is the Magician. The Magician is a powerful, powerful card. In this position, it means that you have friends or a friend who has really powerful energy themselves. So they either have great contacts or they're very smart at figuring problems out. But whatever it is, there's a person who in some way really has the ability to make changes in your life or make changes in the world. Let's see the next line. So we have the Nine of Rods, which is the Nine of Wands in other decks, which is the Sun in Sagittarius. Let's see the next message. And then we have the Ace of Cups. Boom. This is huge in this position. I'll explain in a moment, but the Ace of Cups is, you know, new friendships, new love. Yay, Taurus, look at this. Possibly with a Cancer. Really wonderful connection between Taurus and Cancer. And then we have Sagittarius, the art card, in the center of your reading. This is a very powerful position. I'll explain also. Also, if you are a female Taurus, the power of the word will be a very powerful tool for you to use this year in order to make money, find success, communicating to others, those kinds of things. The next message is the Two of Swords, Moon in Libra. And so I think that I'll explain in a moment. I'm already explaining it. But basically in your private time, you will come to terms with some things, possibly to do with this. Like I think that at first you will not understand the prophecy that you believe, or like what has been promised to you. It's not going to be clear. But by springtime, you're going to start to see and come to terms with it at least. I think it's going to be a multi-stage like acceptance of circumstances. Here is the next message. Bam! Tower. Wow. In this position, that's intense. Tower is ruled by Mars. By the way, the Magician is ruled by Mercury. Okay, so let's talk about this. So we have the Nine of Rods first. So regarding your family, everything's going to be very safe this year. There's going to be safety. You're going to spend time with your family, not many problems. And I feel like you'll be spending a lot of time in your personal space with your family members, socializing, eating, being together, all these things. The Ace of Cups is probably the most exciting card, but this is very exciting. So this can actually suggest that you're entering into a serious relationship this year. Maybe as early as wintertime already you are getting involved with someone. This is in the position of like overcoming. So when you get over your hang-ups, when you get over whatever is blocking you, maybe the loss of affect, the kind of deadened feelings that you have towards some things right now, when you let go of that, love is going to pour into your heart and you will very much find love around you. Now, I don't want to qualify that as romantic love, but it's strongly leaning in that direction. So that's very exciting. And then in this position, I have a feeling if you're doing any kind of creative work or creative work with others, there's this real synastry between yourself and others to create beautiful things. And I think that it's coming from a place of passion. So you want to think of your solar plexus, maybe your sacral chakra also. But the solar plexus is the drive, the ego, passion, excitement. You have a lot of fire energy here, Taurus. And I think that you will be able to apply that, especially if you're a female. Especially if you're a female Taurus, you will be very much working through that energy with full abundance. We mentioned this card, the Two of Swords. This is Moon in Libra, right? And the Two of Swords here represents that in your personal time, like when you're alone, sitting in your room or in a private space, you will come to terms with some things. You will come to terms with some things, and you need to sit down and think about where you're going. Maybe because you are in this transition from one state to another, then maybe you need that time to kind of get situated, acclimated, figure out what you're doing. Now, this is going to be something big, probably in the mid-year. Something big is coming your way that's going to cause a big change in your life. However, the Tower is a scary card, right? But in this position, it's actually very, very good. So something that's quite bad will turn to something that's quite favorable. And I have a feeling it has to do with someone in your social group or people that you know who may be in some way kind of telling you, you know, or helping behind the scenes. I'm picking up on somebody's getting involved in your life to help you, and it's gonna like sort of change things for the better. It's gonna give you like a breakthrough moment, an opportunity. Okay, so third line. Let me know in the comments below if you like that, the way that I'm reading here as opposed to the other readings. Maybe watch for your sun, moon, or rising if it's not Taurus and compare. Here is the next message. We have the Knight of Discs, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, secondary transits in air, in fire, Sagittarius or Aries. Okay, so this could be a man or a woman. This is a person who's looking straight at that cup, so another earth sign, maybe a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. We have the Empress energy here in this position. That's really good for your relationship with your mother. Good, and an improvement. And also, if you are married to a woman, there's an improvement. Maybe there was even a loss of feelings, but now those feelings are coming back in. And then we have the Eight of Swords, interference. This is Jupiter in Gemini. So there have been blockages to creating something, it looks like. Creating something artistic or initiating something. There have been things in your way. Those things are going to leave your life in 2020. I want to say 2019. We're in the 20s, guys. Hey, girl, hey. Slay, girl, slay. Okay, like S-L-E-I-G-H or S-L-A-Y, depending on the season. So Priestess is next in this position. Are you marrying an oracle or a tarot card reader? Do tell. Oh my gosh. Or maybe this is a part of the foretold, like you were told some kind of destined, you know, prophecy, and you believed it, and maybe it didn't turn out in the way that you had hoped. And maybe I really strongly feel like you're getting frustrated because it's not working out in the way that you thought it would, but that's not how prophecy works. And it's saying that it is working out in the long term. There is something that is going to come of this. Let's see the next message. We have the Prince of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, secondary transits in air, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. This is really to do with someone you want to stay away from. So I'm not saying this Prince of Swords is necessarily the person you want to stay away from, but in these circumstances, there is a person who in some way is very, very confrontational with you, or very, very much a problem for your circumstances. And I have a feeling that you need to guard yourself and your circumstances with things that are changing for you, especially in the mid-year, will have to do with this individual. I have a feeling that this person is out for a fight, no matter what sign they are. You'll know the person, you know, who it is, and so forth. Also, it's important to remember that, oh no, Lilith is in Pisces now, heading into Aries in 2020. That'll be fun. A fiery Lilith, that's going to be fun. I'll do astrology separate. So let's go through the cards together and then move on to the next one. So there's this Knight of Discs who's a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. We covered that. This is actually the King of Discs. So this is someone who's mature, someone who has money, someone who's worked hard and has established themselves. I have a feeling that they're looking towards a new relationship, and I have a feeling that that's coming for them. That could be something that you are experiencing, whether you're a man or a woman. Maybe this is you. But this has a lot to do with fairness. Like something fair is happening, that it's connected to the Knight of Pentacles, and that's bringing things into balance. So things that have been out of balance are now being in some way brought back into balance, and harmony is coming into the scene. The Empress can represent a mother, a wife, a significant female figure who has a strong nurturing or mother-like capacity. This female figure in some way is bringing love and compassion into your life, and that is going to continue. This also means that if you have experienced a fight with a female or really distanced yourself from a female that you are really close with otherwise, this is really suggesting that there's going to be a mend in that relationship. Here we have the Eight of Swords, and in this position, this has to do with blockages to creative abilities, also blockages to getting things done. Those things are being removed from your life. There could be also a situation with a Scorpio in which you don't really know how to approach a situation. You feel as though there are things that are blocking what you want to happen or how you want things to progress. And then there is this. This is really suggesting that at first you don't understand the situation, frankly. And so I think that you've come to kind of disappointing conclusions about something you don't understand. Maybe you don't have the full information or something is blocking you. But I think that over time, especially into the spring, you will find a solution to whatever's going on. And I think that you'll see the profound nature of the relationship that you're wondering about, including the loyalty and the trust that's there. And so then you start to see what the consequences are. Then you start to see what the prophecy is, that it was actually something that you believed to be false. A promise you thought to be false is actually true, okay? And then we have this section here. This is feeling problematic to me, but this is promising that this is for the best. I do have a feeling that there's someone who is, I think that someone who's not right in the head, frankly, somebody who, sometimes it really feels like no matter what you say to them, they're going to take it to a dark place. And, no matter what you say to them, they're going to take it to a dark place, and it's just not going to go over well for them. It's not going to go over well for you with them. And so you just need to be tolerant and accepting of that, and just understanding of the circumstances that you're in. Avoidance is a really good thing. Somebody might be seeking confrontation. I have a feeling that somebody is going to try to contact the magician, or somebody's going to try to get involved in social circumstances that you have a contact in, and this person's going to be on the offensive. So be a little careful around that Knight of Swords energy. Not necessarily an air sign, but it's definitely like a young, aggressive energy that wants confrontation over an issue, okay? So let's take a look at the last line. The Ace of Rods, so this is another ace. Success, breakthrough moment, love at first sight, possibly. Love at first sight, boom, boom. Okay, and we have 3 aces. Success is assured when there are 3 aces, so that's a wonderful message for your year. Then we have the Hanged Man, which is Neptune. Okay, and so in this position, very interesting. This is saying that the love that you want has been on delay, and that's a part of a greater universal plan. Boom. So if you've been waiting on someone, there's a larger reason why that's happening. It's showing up here, 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 here. So it's all over the place in your reading. And maybe in 2020 is when it actually really comes together. If you're in a relationship already, this could feel like emotional distance between partners as well. Then we have 2 cards. Oops. So you get 2. So 5 of Swords, somebody's not letting you to finalize a situation. Somebody's not allowing you to kind of, close a situation out. Jupiter and Libra, to make truce, to make peace in circumstances. Somebody's just not letting you have that. The next message is the 4 of Cups, and so we have the Moon in Cancer. You will be made with presents, made happy with presents. Good things are coming to you. Also, like, small things will come into your life throughout 2020 that will make you happy. The next message is the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so this is Mercury in Taurus. Is that Taurus? Yep, Taurus, Mercury in Taurus. But still, by the end of the year, you may feel as though you have limited resources or a limited ability to go in the direction you want to go. On the bottom is the Hierophant. So this is Taurus, your card. One of the most beautiful cards in this deck. This deck is phenomenally beautiful. It's called the Thoth deck. Thoth deck. Thoth, like the god Thoth, right? Or Thoth, as people say. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands here in this position. Very fast, something really quick will happen in your life this year, and I won't be surprised if a bunch of you guys send me messages and tell me that it has to do with love, like a quick breakthrough moment, seeing success, seeing something through very, very quickly, going for something, going after someone in a positive way, like love and you know, like a clear way through, really seeing the possibilities. Then we have the Hanged Man. Okay, Hanged Man, which is Neptune. And so I have a feeling that delays within a relationship were fated. So I already said this to you guys, like there was fate. The reason that those relationships ended or were over or didn't start in time or at the time you thought they would is because that was fated, that was supposed to be that way. And then we have the Five of Swords and the Four of Swords. So we have Venus in what is it, Gemini? Poor Gemini. All of these gnarly cards in Gemini. And then Jupiter in Libra for the Four of Swords. I think in this position, what this means is that somebody is being nice to you after a conflict of interest. They're not letting you address the problem, which is perpetuating the issue. So very backhanded, very like covert narcissist, you know, in some way denying the fact of their feelings and perpetuating the conflict and not allowing you to deal with it. But the message is that you're supposed to let sleeping dogs lay, so you're not supposed to disturb them. It's going to cause conflict if you try to unpack this because the other party is not willing to discuss this. So I hope that helps some of you. And then we have Moon in Cancer here in this position. Very nice. Little gifts, little presents. Expect little nice things to come up when you're shopping. When you're out and about, you will find lots of neat things. And this is problematic, right? There's someone who's sending you bad energy, evil eye, just bad news all around. And I think that this person in some way is trying, this is a karmic connection in which someone is trying to separate their bonds to you karmically. So you can see this person is, it looks like he is fighting even versions of himself. So these were created at a time when, you know, the 5D was really poorly understood, and it was just alluded to in a lot of philosophy and a lot of thinking, but it wasn't necessarily that well, you know, worked with yet. And so this can look like the different permutations of his reality, and those lines are like the lines that connect them all, and he wants to separate that karmic bond. So maybe this is the motivation why this person is so attached and continuing to fight even though situations ended. This person wants to separate themselves from poverty, you see? So this person really wants to separate themselves from poverty, but they're doing so by being violent, either emotionally, mentally, or otherwise. And so this person is not handling their circumstances in an appropriate way. And so the big idea is to leave them alone, get separate away from them. And therefore you're going to experience a certain degree of not having someone on your side because this person was not capable of being on your side. So you take kind of the lonely road out of that situation because you rather face it alone than be around someone who's dangerous to you. Not bad for you, but just dangerous to you or for you, not someone who's got your best interest in mind. So at the bottom of this is a Hierophant. What this signals to me is that this year will be full of large life lessons, insights, all of these things, and you're meant to be very humble through that whole process. If you guys are interested, I'm going to do an extended for each series of lines using a different tarot deck. It will be in the members only section. You can subscribe by hitting join. Welcome to all the new members. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and let's go check out the rest. Take care. Bye.